say it like I said it when we first started the segment. I don't care. I'm not sick about the Cowboys. What I'm sick of is you, the rest of the fan base, and Michael Irvin.
Sidebar, why are the Dallas Cowboys the only fan base in North America that can't talk about their team? They can't be excited. We can't talk about them. We can't root for them. We can't cheer them on. We can't praise them. None of it, or we are annoying. Y'all shut up. Y'all annoying. We can root for our damn team, man.
I tried to enjoy my holiday time and went away from LA somewhere else to watch the damn game and yet and still all in my ear all day long. I'm like, dude, Detroit's about to beat y'all.
Did they beat us though? Did they beat us?
Y'all just drive people insane for no apparent reason.
Can you imagine
you haven't won in 28 years?
You know, Keyshawn, it sounds a lot like you didn't read the fine print of the contract that you signed with the devil. You know, that role that you're playing, that seat that you're occupying, you know, the Cowboys hater seat, that's what it comes with. People holding you accountable across the country because the Cowboys are America's team. Remember? So when a bunch of people see you go from one network to the other after being unceremoniously dismissed from the big 4-letter network, you downgraded and went to the 3-letter network, and then you also occupied a different role at said network. You see, at ESPN or BSPN, you were the pro-Cowboys guy. You were defending Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys in numerous situations on J. Will, Keyshawn, and Max. Remember? But then you lost that gig, found yourself across the table from good old Skip Payless, and then all of a sudden, you had to occupy the role of the villain. You had to be the anti-Cowboy guy because you had the other fraud sitting across the table from you pretending to be a Cowboys fan. So, yeah, the accountability, people trolling you, people holding you accountable for the crap that you're saying, does come with that, Keyshawn. You know what else comes with that? Receipts. You know what kind of receipts comes with your position? Receipts that'll make you look really bad once you get out of pocket with your takes, which you have gotten to because now because the team is playing so well this year, you don't have any criticisms for the team. Now you just have criticisms for the fans. Well, I'm going to speak up on behalf of the fans because the fans aren't sitting up there at that debate table on Undisputed. The fans are at home watching you take shots at them for absolutely no reason when you're the one that gets on national television antagonizing them to take shots at you when they do see you in person. Because otherwise, Keyshawn, you and your career, especially as it pertains to the Dallas Cowboys, would be just as forgettable as a poop after a hefty Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, and I did mention career with the Dallas Cowboys, right? Keyshawn does know that he was a part of that 28 years of failure, right? In fact, he was a big part of it as far as the role that he was asked to play on the team during the period of time which he occupied a roster spot for the Cowboys from 2004 to 2005. He played 2 seasons with the Cowboys. You were asked to be the number 1 receiver, but you couldn't even really do that all that well. Huh, Keyshawn? You were here with Vinny Testaverde and Julius Jones and Jason Witten and Flozell Adams and Larry Allen and all these guys, and you were asked to be the number 1 receiver, albeit you were 32 at the time, so I'm sure your knees were creaking and cracking by that time, but you only were able to get 70 catches for 981 yards as the number 1 receiver on the team. The tight end got more catches than you, and the tight end almost outgained you for the season yardage-wise, Keyshawn. Not only that, but we missed the playoffs when you got here. We had just made the playoffs the year before you got here, but we missed it when you got here. And then in 2005, you were so disappointing holding that role that you were supposed to be holding for the team that they had to go out and bring in Terry Glenn, 31-year-old wide receiver, to help you out. And not only did he come in at a similar age as you came in at 31 years old to the Cowboys, but he got less catches than you the season before, 200 more yards, Keyshawn. Terry Glenn put up 1,100 yards on 62 catches. What's going on? And you dropped down to 71 catches for 839 yards. Keyshawn, you were a part of that failure, sir. And guess what? I believe we missed the playoffs this year too. And then you left the next year, then all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom. The curse is gone. The Cowboys make the playoffs the year after you're off the team. I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that you could just be a really bad teammate, someone that guys just don't actually want to be around. They don't want to play with. At least that's according to one of your Hall of Fame teammates, and Warren Sapp. He said you were special on a whole other level. But as a teammate, he'd never take you again. Why did he say this? I've already done the research into this. Essentially, it was because Keyshawn just wasn't a team guy. He didn't want to participate in any team activities. He just wanted to kind of roll solo. He wanted to be the lone wolf. Sounds like a locker room cancer to me, Keyshawn. And as if that wasn't bad enough, he has guys coming out talking negatively about him, and I'm not making Warren Sapp out to be any kind of saint. I'm not vouching for Warren Sapp's character or anything else. But it's just interesting that one of your former teammates had this to say about you, especially a teammate that you experienced probably the most success of your career around, right? But then you also attacked one of the Cowboys. You called Tony Romo a diva on First Take, which I tend to actually agree with this. I have the same opinion of him. But my point being is you just seem to have an issue with everyone around you. The biggest thing about this was Tony Romo wasn't even starting when you were there. Tony Romo was a practice squad guy when you were in Dallas. But you still had time to notice whether or not this dude was a diva, a guy who's on the first team, starting for the team, trying to figure out how to make the playoffs, has enough time to analyze and judge a dude on a practice squad and figure out and diagnose that this guy's a diva. Very interesting, Keyshawn. That may explain why you wasn't doing so well on the field, because your focus was elsewhere. I don't know. I guess my only point is this. Keyshawn, you can't sit here and talk crazy about a fan base, talk crazy about a team, talk about how the fan base gets on your nerves, when, for one, you antagonize that fan base on a daily basis on television. Duh! That's going to happen. That probably has to be one of the most ridiculous, reoccurring complaints I constantly hear from the talking heads that are designated to be the anti-Cowboy guy on the television, or gal on the television, is they can't stand the fan base because they're so loud and they always have something to say. Yeah, because you're going on television and fabricating storylines and different stuff for you to make up and talk negatively with the team about. Keyshawn, you're trying to find any way to spin any topic about the team negatively. Keyshawn, you've been doing this all season long since you got into Undisputed. And I'm gonna be honest, man, it's kind of sad. You know why it's sad? Because as people, as men and women, the only thing that we can leave out of this world with is our name and our legacy that our name was built upon. Every time I see one of these analysts, one of these pundits, one of these talking heads get up on TV and do this same dog and pony show that all these people feel like is the cookie cutter method to being a successful TV program, which obviously antagonize the Cowboys, have someone overly defend the Cowboys to an unreasonable fashion, to the point to where people who don't even really care about the Cowboys one way or another start to actually hate the Cowboys because the people talking about them on the TV have to do too much. Whether it's positive or negative, they have to do too much, and it inspires everyone that's not a Cowboys fan to hate the Cowboys. And hell, it inspires some Cowboys fans to hate some of the Cowboys. You know what the sad part about all this is? Is all of you guys doing this, I don't think you realize you're completely killing off any ethos, any credibility your career, your word could possibly have for any other future endeavors in your life. A lot of you guys are selling your souls essentially for 15 minutes of fame, for a year or two in a primetime spot on television because you're essentially being put out there as a sacrificial lamb for ratings, for TV ratings. You're put out there to be the Cowboys and to be the unreasonable sports take person, and then they kill your credibility. They kill the value of your words. They kill any type of value that your knowledge about what you're speaking on could possibly have. The roles you guys occupy completely kill that because we're not sure what to take serious and we're not sure what you're being serious about. We're not sure when you're teaching. We're not sure when you're acting. So in that case, the best thing to do is to not believe any of it. And that's the sad part, is some of these people that are holding these roles on these TVs, I'm sure they have some value to give to the audience. They're attached to these games in ways that many of us could never be attached to these games. They have much more value to give to the audience, but they can't give their true value to the audience. They have to be a representation of what their bosses believe value is for the audience. And unfortunately, that's just not what the times represent anymore. People are tired of being lied to. People know we're being lied to on damn near every medium, every platform that we see throughout the day. We don't want to be lied to when we're just digesting our entertainment, our sports. So that's why people come to channels like this one. That's why people go to different channels, go to different mediums now, because they want to see the things that they care about, the things that they enjoy be talked about in a more real way. And Keyshawn, you sitting here trying to berate the Cowboys for 28 years of failure when you yourself were a part of that failure, and you trying to talk about it as if you weren't. People don't want to see that anymore. It's not real. It's not legit. It's not attached to reality. Quite frankly, it's just kind of corny at this point. Either way, y'all know always in these videos, man. How about them Cowboys? See y'all on the next one. Take it away, Pat.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.